Hello and welcome or welcome back. Today we're just playing some more Killing Floor and probably just talking about stuff. Yeah, I'll stop rambling and we'll get right into it. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why I like this map. But I am Firebug, so I guess it really doesn't matter. Thank you all for chilling, by the way, as always. I am not gonna lie to you, I haven't been playing like any vanilla any vanilla Killing Floor. It's all been modded servers and the modded game. I keep hitting shift like I'm gonna run. Yeah. Fire. Yeah, I got that one mod I want to kind of start using, but I'm afraid I'll spoil myself if I use it permanently. It's that Scorn, that SCRN. Yeah, you move a little faster, things look a little different. I don't know. The mod's fantastic though. Adds weapons, adds all sorts of stuff. I'll probably do a video on it eventually. But I've been seeing some Killing Floor guys, some Killing Floor creators doing it. I don't know. I think Poosh, he had something to do with it, so he uses it. But then I think his name was a Kirsty or something. I watched him. He was pretty good. He was the one that kind of I saw the mod and I'm like, all right, I gotta try it. He's another. I think he's got a couple hundred subs. I think it's ACCURSTI. I want to say. God, after that last video I made, I'm thinking that there's gonna be a damn protect the area every 10 seconds, but it doesn't happen in this game. But anyway, yeah, the point of the video. So I watched a movie. It was like one of the first DVDs I remember watching. I remember when my dad brought home that DVD player. He brought home Black Dog, Soldier, and Bride of Chucky. So guess what we're going to be talking about? Guess what I watched last night? And it's funny. I watched it and I'm like, I haven't seen it in a very long time, right? And I knew every bit of the movie, so you know, it's one of them. I watched the shit out of it when I was a kid. So let's talk about it a little bit. After I kill her. There we go. Yeah, so anyway, it starts off with a cop stealing a black bag from like evidence, right? And you know, you come to find out that he stole it for Chucky's girlfriend, you know, Jennifer Tilly, back in the day. I mean, I'd probably steal for her too, so I don't know. Anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah, anyway, she ends up taking him out, obviously, because why the hell not? And then there's that, if I remember the timeline appropriately, is when she does that little, the Living Dead girl sewing montage that became famous, you know, sewing Chucky back together and all that. And then she does the whole, whatever, satanic ritual. Well, after like, you know, 10 seconds without any results, you know, she thinks she failed or whatever, the satanic ritual thing didn't fucking work, you know, the one that he did in the end of the beginning of the original Child's Play, like how he became Chucky, right? Brad Dourif, I love the voice. Excuse me. Brad Dourif, the guy's voice is iconic. He's such a good actor. But anyway, you know, then her little like wannabe Marilyn Manson boyfriend comes over, and you know, he's trying to talk her into, you know, sleeping with him, how much of a badass he is, and all this shit, you know, and you know, she's like, all right, you know, so she ties him up to the bed and everything like that, and she has no intention of sleeping with him. She puts, you know, the Chucky doll right on him, and you know, after a minute of shit talking, you know, like her talking about Chucky and all this stuff, and you know, Chucky listening to it, he finally turns around. Chucky, he's sitting on his chest, turns around and rips the guy's lip ring out. Yeah, he pulls that fucker's lip ring out, puts a pillow over his face because the guy's tied up, you know, he can't do nothing, and Chucky just sits on his face. Sits on the pillow that is on. Chucky sits on his face, and until he stops moving. All the while he's sitting there just like talking to his girl, you know, like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going? How you been?" Really fucked up. Well, then like something happens to where like she was under the impression that he was gonna propose before he died and everything like that, and he's like, "No, fuck that." Like he wasn't doing that. He just had a very expensive ring that he wanted to sell that she found. So she gets pissed, locks him in a playpen thing, and then just like talks all this shit to him, buys him that bride doll, right? And then, well, while she's taking a bath, you know, his plan was to run up to her and stab the shit out of her, but then, you know, she kicks him, and she's watching TV, Bride of Frankenstein, really good movie. And what he does is he just, you know, knocks the tray that the TV is on, you know, knocks it over into the tub where it kills her. He does that same satanic ritual thing, and, well, you know, she becomes the bride of Chucky. Get it? Get it? Bride of Frankenstein, bride of Chucky. I don't know. That one took me 25 years. Well, now that they're dolls, you know, the whole plan is to become human again. So there's an amulet that Chucky was buried with, his human body was buried with, and they need to get there. Well, how are they going to get there? I don't know. There are a few I can't remember what state it starts in, but they have to go to Hackensack, New Jersey. Fun shit. So she gets her neighbor, who she like has a crush on. I don't know. He's a younger guy, seemingly good guy, whatever. Like they're a part of the teen group, right? Whatever. And she says, you know, I'll give you $500 now and $500 when you get there to bring these dolls to that cemetery in Hackensack. So, well, he obviously does it because he wants to take his girl and leave because her dad is an asshole, John Ritter. John Ritter plays such a good asshole. I don't know. God, rest in peace. He was a good one. But he played such a prick in this movie. It's so good. So that's the plan. Like $500 now, $500 there. You know, $500 in 1998. I don't know how far that would really take you then, but you know, it's a lot more then than it is now. Well, anyway, John Ritter is the chick's uncle, who is the chief of police, and he's her guardian because I believe her parents died somehow. But that's pretty much all you get out of that. Well, he ends up trying to mess with the van, you know, the van that they were using to transport the dolls, and Chucky didn't like that very much. Like the kids are all getting ready or whatever, I don't know, and like the van is unattended but locked. Well, he goes to the van wanting to, like, you know, plant some drugs, and well, it was locked, right? Well, Chucky, he goes away and comes back, and I think Chucky unlocked it to let him in, and that's when they do the another infamous kill with the nails and a and the airbag. I believe it was the airbag. It all happened so fast, and I didn't rewind it. I was just like, I just remember that kill as a kid and being like, oh, that's cool. And then he goes, it looks familiar or something like that. After all, you see all the nails in his face. I think that's a Pinhead reference, which is pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, no, they take him out, seemingly take him out, right, and stuff him in a bench. Like there's like a compartment underneath a bench in the back of the van. It's our old like hippie kind of van. Yeah. So then like and then a little bit later on, you know, I'm gonna kind of just get through some kills. There's another cop that they call Needle Nose. He has a thin nose. You know, he's messing with the kids and pulls them over, finds the weed, all this shit. You know, which is pretty cool because Chucky was just getting baked. Really iconic scene of him just smoking up, you know. But yeah, no, another one where Chucky gets out of the car, puts like a shirt or something in the cops. Yeah, Chucky crawls over, puts a shirt where you're supposed to put the gas, you know, and then sets that on fire. The cop screams and then blows up, you know. And all the while, obviously, everybody thinks that these kids are killing everybody, or they have something to do with it. Oh, I have KF2 on my brain. Molotov shoot. But then, yeah, let's see. I'm kind of just getting through kills now. We're on wave 9. Yeah, okay, so their buddy comes around. he's like a reasonable guy, you know, and now he's like he's trying to talk them out of thinking that like the other one's a fucking bad guy or whatever, you know. Oh yeah, and before that, the kids. I'm pretty sure it was before this. The kids go and they get married at some like whatever shitty chapel, right? And they get robbed, kind of like so they like a married couple or whatever comes into their suite and talks to them and tries stuff, and then like so one of them sneaks his wallet. Well, Chucky sees it. He don't like it very much. So then a little bit later, him and his girl go over to the couple's place, throws a bottle of champagne up on like the mirror ceiling, and kills them, and then consummates their marriage. Yeah, and at some point in there, John Ritter pops out of the thing when it's just Chucky and his girl in the van, and he freaks out, right? Because he's not dead yet. And as he's rolling out of that thing in the back, like he hits his face on the ground, and you see like the nails get driven in further. I was like, I like that touch of like he's panicking. It's brutal. He's all fucked up. He's got nails, like well, at least a couple through his skull. But then Chucky jumps on him, stabs him. They put him back. But then with the friend, they're on the highway, right? And he's just sitting there like, you guys gotta trust each other. Neither of you guys are killers. I know you both better than you know yourselves. Yada yada yada. And then like he's like, something really smells back here. So he opens up the thing and sees John Ritter's dead body there. Oh God. There you go. And he's like, he doesn't raise an alarm, right? He just grabs the gun and he's just like, pull over. Like he freaks out. He's like, okay, these guys did it. And, as he's getting out, Chucky and his girl come to life and they got guns. And they're like, okay, whatever, they have their little monologue to whatever. It's not very long. And then the guy freaks out and goes into traffic on the highway. And another iconic kill of the semi-truck just completely obliterating him. I remember that as a kid going like, oh my God, that is wicked. That is like one of the cooler kills. As a kid, you know what I mean? It was like the special effects. Oh my God! Now it looks a little like okay, but then it was crazy. Look at this guy. Let's see here. Oh yeah, they get as they're getting to the cemetery. They steal an RV with a dead couple. I don't know. There's like she's waiting hand and foot on Chucky, right? His wife. She made him Swedish meatballs, and he loves them. She makes them really well, whatever. And then she makes some cookies. And then the couple decides to plant some seeds, because she was always just like, the woman's like so nice enough to make him dinner. The least she could do is clean a dish. So like that's what they kind of use that against him. As those two are arguing, the guy pushes Chucky out the window. She kicks his girl into the oven, and then they kind of turn things around a little bit. But at the cemetery, they have, their last little, like, I don't know, they're trying to, what's funny is, like, Chucky's body is being exhumed because they're finding his fingerprints at all these sites. So, like, Chucky's like, fuck, we need to get there because they're going to get the amulet, yada, yada, yada. So when they get to the cemetery, it's already dug out. It's very convenient. And there's obviously a little bit of a fight, and all, like, there's... Like Chucky's turning on his girl. She's all burnt up. He wants like nothing to do with her, and like their plan is to get these kids' bodies and shit like that. Well, when Chucky has kind of the upper hand on him, his girl turns on him because she's sick of being fucked over. She believes in true love and all this stuff. Like she's evil, but she's still got the fantasy in her head, But yeah. Anyway, she helps, and then she gets seemingly killed. I'm zipping through this. And then Chucky's in the grave, all freaking out and shit, and then a detective comes up, sees what's going on and everything, and I don't know. They shoot Chucky, and then his girl gives birth to the kid, and the kid seemingly kills that cop. I don't know. That's the movie. It's a 20-year-old movie almost. I kind of just zipped through the kills. I enjoyed it. But then Seed of Chucky, you would expect the little guy to be way more evil, but he's like normal, not wanting to kill. I don't know. Seed was not a good movie. To me, it felt like a cameo-ridden rush job. Like they just didn't know what they were doing. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of what they've done to Chucky. Ooh. I heard the show is good. I don't know. I watched 1 or 2 episodes. It wasn't really for me. Yeah, burn, bitch. Hell yeah. Fucking crackhead. Yeah. Yeah. Got your ass. Well, if you stuck around this long, I really appreciate you. I don't know. Did you see Bride of Chucky? Do you like that movie? I think it was like one of the last like good Chucky movies. They had a couple of Netflix ones that I did watch that I didn't really find awful, but I like didn't find to be like even really like they were really like it's hard to call something not bad but still say it's a 5 out of 10. But that's pretty much what it is. It's like it's not off. They weren't awful, but they weren't really good. And then I don't know. The show just I don't know. I don't really like horror TV shows dumbed down to TV 14 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But anyway, I'll stop ranting and rambling and let you get on with your day or night. If you would just please consider doing all the things that YouTube likes and that I appreciate very, very much. Thank you so much for hanging out. It really does mean the world to me. You have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one.